listening to the Los Rotos podcast with Vanessa Scaduto. Produced by Upside Down Creative Media.
Bienvenido a Los Rotos, guys. I'm back again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take a moment right now to like that button or subscribe to us because we definitely need it, and we appreciate smash that button, smash it. No, don't be a bro, but be a bro, and smash that like button. Smash that like, smash that subscribe, share. Anyway, guys, I'm here today with Connor Bates. What's up, Connor?
Not much. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad. Came all the way from Daytona.
Yeah. Not a bad drive.
No, not too bad. The land of serial killer heaven to me.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to me.
It is. It's not a nice place to be.
So like let's tell people about you. Like, you grew up there, or?
Well, I'm not from Daytona. There's like a much nicer area right north of it. I'm from there. I'm from like a suburb.
You're from the suburbs?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you're a white kid from the suburbs.
Yeah, I'm exactly what I look like.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what made you get into comedy and stuff? Because I only recently found out your age, and I was actually shocked.
I remember the night you found out about it. You like said a joke about it on stage. It was funny. I just remember. But how I got into comedy, I was always going to do it. Pretty much, like, I kind of grew up on it, like listening to it in the car.
Right.
Like literally my whole life. Maybe like early elementary school.
So you had
the
good
first
parents?
Time I remember it.
Like, your parents were funny people?
Yeah, and I think they think they're funny. Yeah.
That's how we all feel about our parents.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's pretty funny, unintentionally, though. She's just a great roaster. At least I look at it as if she's roasting me, but really she does mean everything she says.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, did you hear my joke about this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, are your parents like that? Like, backhand compliments,
No, they're not like that at all. They're very like sportive.
Oh.
They're exactly what you'd want.
So they're white parents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very much so. Not like immigrant parents, or like I've heard stories. No, not like that.
Yeah, and if you haven't figured out, my mom's Latin. If you haven't watched any of the episodes, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so are they supportive with you doing it now? Like,
Very much so.
Oh, yeah?
Very much so.
Are they proud? Because they have to have seen some of your stuff, right?
I am very reluctant to show people that know me outside of this.
I feel the same
what
way
I do.
Sometimes,
yeah. Well, just because like if like you're not in the world of like stand up,
right,
and you see stand up comedy, you're seeing people who are like 15 years in at least. Like,
some of them. Yeah.
Like, but you don't see open micers.
Yeah. No, unless they got some shot. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want you to see this because this is nowhere near.
Yeah, but it's also
presentable yet.
It's also the come up. Actually, you're pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't
I appreciate that.
I wouldn't give yourself such disservice. You're pretty good. Plus, the fact that can I say your age?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, okay, that you're 19 years old, which I didn't know. It's not that I thought he was some old decrepit man. He's just, you're mature for your age. You're not like some little shit 19-year-old kid. Yeah. And I say this because I have a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So that's what was shocking. I was like, oh shit, I could be your mother. Like, my daughter's
I think that's what you said on stage.
Yeah, which was so weird because I guess I look at you like you haven't had your addiction yet. You're the future Mitch Hedberg, like without the heroin addiction. I don't know if you stay in Daytona long enough, though.
No, I'm not staying in Daytona long enough for I've already got exit plans. Don't worry.
Sure you do.
I'm like the U.S. military, how like they have like a plan to invade Canada in case. Like, I got a plan to get out of there at any time.
So what is your plan? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Austin?
Not Austin. Probably the Northeast. That's where I feel stand-up is the best.
Yes.
And the only city where you can actually afford to live is Philadelphia right now. And the scene's like great.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Philly's tough in other ways, but I think just Northeast comedy in general to me is more of the traditional sense of comedy I miss, just the no holds bar, say whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And people will find the humor in it. It doesn't have to be a reality, it's like, is it relatable? Is it funny? And also, like, the Northeast, I think because people are exposed to so many different types of people and cultures and stuff that we can all laugh at ourselves and at each other. It's different. And then you have LA, which I still, there's still some good comics in LA, of course.
Definitely, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It seems like it's been cleaned a little bit.
Well, I think there's definitely like different styles along the coast. I think the East Coast comedy. Well, not really the South. The South is like its own weird thing. Comedy's not great.
It's just like hip hop.
Yeah.
You have to look at comedy. I always say this. I always compare comedy and hip hop. To me, they're almost the same kind of thing.
Oh, there's so many
The beefs
parallels.
even. The beefs are even.
Yeah.
For real. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing too hard at that. You're like, yeah,
I just agree with it. I just think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
You're smart. You just smile, nod, and get the hell out of there as soon as you're set.
I'm not there to beef. Like, I'm already upset how my set didn't go. I don't need to be mad at somebody else.
No, I think it's actually valuable that you're younger and that you have to, you got things you got to do. Like, you're not like somebody who's been at doing mics for like 10, 15 years and who's just drowning away their sorrow.
Oh, who's like jaded? That's, yeah.
I'm kidding though.
Well, I still have time to become that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I would say there's a lot of comics in our scene who aren't like that, which is actually good. Because I've seen all the different ranges. There's some that they're funny, but the drunker they get, the worse they get. Like,
Oh, God, yeah.
And like, that's me. I can be funny, but if I'm really drunk on stage, just ship me out of there, dude. Like, I don't belong.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do I think I am?
Yeah. No, I can't do anything before I go on stage. Like, I can't do it, which is weird. Like, I guess I'm a Daytona comedian.
Yeah, you're the clean one, really, in my opinion. And, drug wise.
Yeah, I can't do anything before going on stage. Like, it's not.
That was another thing. I showed up and everybody was on acid, and I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. It's just not even a thing there.
I was like, so even if something were to happen to me, none of these people would know if that was reality or if something was.
They're all experienced enough to where they're like, they can tell
the difference.
Yeah.
Then their stuff's not good enough, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Because like when I was tripping in the 90s before I had my daughter and everything, I'm going to tell, like, I was aware of what was not real and what wasn't, but I will tell you, like, hallucinations were legit, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I could imagine.
we would see snakes coming out from the ground, and it would be like a mass hallucination. Like, a crowd of us would see the same thing.
Those stories freak me out.
Like, we had friends who were super rednecks, own a construction company. We took a bunch of acid. We're playing, and I'm not suggesting this. This is just Florida living, guys.
Yeah.
This is dangerous. I do not suggest you do this. They took huge track hose and backhoes, got on them, powered them up, and they're called cats. So they'd get on one would drive it, one would get on the huge bucket, and then they go, "Nice kitty, kitty." And as he said that, he would pet the machine jokingly, and the guy would pull the bucket up and down, and all of a sudden it turned into a cat to all of us, because you could hear also the engines going. Roar, and and I was just like, oh fuck this shit. I have no.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of
it's not a recipe for a calming trip.
No, but I have to say Florida is a very unique place. Like, leaving New York, Florida is a unique place to grow up in.
It's certainly unique.
And you didn't do, I mean, you're only 19, right? But
I've been places like limited. Like, I've been to New York.
Okay.
I have family in the Northeast. I've been to Seattle.
You look like you're from Seattle.
I love Seattle. Yeah.
You look like you belong in Seattle. You're just missing your beanie.
Yeah. But once I go to Seattle, I realize how much I don't fit in there.
Yeah.
Coming from Florida and like people who are from Seattle, like, just two unique places, they're the exact opposite of each other.
I would say that I would say Seattle and specifically Portland are so whitewashed. Like,
well, if you look at the history of Oregon, it was meant to be a place where only white people lived.
Yeah.
Literally, it was.
But it's like, it's so basic though. You know what I mean? And to the point, like, I remember I went to visit my brother. We went up to some food truck and they're like, my brother was asking about flavors and he's like, we have org van. We have org. And I was like, what? And I was like, is he trying to say organic?
Yeah.
And it was. And I was just like, oh, this is like, can you just say the whole menu's organic and then tell me the flavors?
Yeah.
And it was like he had to go down
the
list. And then I wasn't sure if he was flirting with my brother or not, because then I thought he was flirting with my sister-in-law too. So I was like, oh, well.
It could have been both if you're in Portland.
But also, like, what does it even matter? I was like, wait, they're making me turn on myself.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why am I questioning what I'm questioning? Like, anyway, I just got sick of all the worries. Like, in New York, we just go, I got all organic stuff. I got vanilla. I got like.
They just like throw it at you.
Tell me what flavor you want. I'll tell you if I got it. Like, it's very simple.
Yeah, Seattle's I feel like more multicultural than Portland is. It's a very unique place.
Probably because there's a port and
big port. There's a lot of like Asian influences there, which make for like awesome food, and the people are cool.
Yeah,
I don't think you get that in Portland, but I'm not too sure.
They're around, but it's not, and it was like, it's just very weird. It's like I saw some guy wearing a 90s kind of outfit, but it wasn't like an homage to the 90s. Like, I just think this guy wore this clothes since the 90s. Like, he was my age, and he wore like this white, what are those hats called? Visors.
Oh, okay.
Upside down.
Okay.
And he was wearing windbreakers, and then he was throwing a football by himself in the middle of the street where cars were driving, as if for attention or something. Yeah. And I was just like, why does anybody?
He probably wasn't even the craziest guy on that block.
No, he probably wasn't.
I mean, I've seen the people there, like the homeless situation, insane.
Oh yeah, that
insane.
And this was a few years ago in 2018, so I know it's worse now.
I was there a year, like last July was the last time I was there. And we saw like homeless people who had like a German Shepherd on a leash that was like attacking people, multiple people overdosing in the streets. Yeah. And like tourists look and they're horrified, but the locals just keep walking.
Yeah, and they shit and piss in the streets. And,
needles everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Cops will see people overdosing and don't do anything. I don't even know if they can do anything. I don't know.
Don't worry, this country doesn't have a mental health problem. We're fine. Not at all. We're fine.
Not at all. There's no pressure.
Just give everybody a little bit of fentanyl, a little sprinkle of fentanyl.
Yeah, there's a lot of fentanyl up there.
That's another thing. I wonder why, like, I know there's been this increase and they've been doing this campaign on the increase of fentanyl. I just don't understand why. Like, I would think that is bad for business. You know what I mean? Like, you're killing your addicts. So, I don't see why.
Yeah, I don't know where, like, along the supply chain somebody's cut, but it's got to benefit somebody financially.
Let's cut it with fentanyl, but it's like, you can't, like, this. You could, like, get air dust of it on you and could possibly overdose.
Yeah, don't people like die by like just contact with it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting concept because I would think that you wouldn't fuck up your own supply, so your addicts would keep coming back.
Somebody has to be making money.
That's why I don't think it's them. I don't think it's really the main drug dealers. They're not the ones doing the stupidity. Whatever happened to Benadryl and baby laxative? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still over the counter.
I mean, you're going to get diarrhea either way. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, that's the least of your worries.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can't do cocaine personally, but
no,
I know a lot of people who have. And well, I just have ADHD. It's a waste. It's just.
I don't need to be amped up either.
Well, that's true too. Like, I don't feel the need to, like, I've seen them and their jaws are like this and they're they always have like that rock star, like confidence where you're like
it's probably just people who can't like get out of their shell, so they need something like that.
Yeah, I mean, or there's some people who just like to party, bro.
That's true. That's very true.
And we know a few.
I've worked with people like that. Yeah, we know people like that. Yeah.
I'm related to a few like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say I probably was somebody like that at some point, but like I'm lucky I had my kids so young that like I always think back as like who knows where I would have been. Like if I hadn't had
you didn't have that like maybe change of perspective or like maturity almost.
Yeah, luckily I chose the right thing because I had friends who had kids young and they were still pieces of shit. I actually just stepped up and became a mom and said, "Oh, I can't do that." No, I had a life still. I went out. I still had drinks with my friends. As she got older, she'd be with my mom, like watching her for a few hours while I went out. But I never partied. Again, like taking acid and things like that. Just because there's so much to lose then. It's like, what do I do? Yeah. Well, her dad wasn't around either. So it's like, I'm the only person. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, it's Loic and I really just need to respond to him because I don't know if he's, he's so early. He's outside already. Just make sure you get closer to the mic too.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine.
Was I leaning back more again? No, that's perfect. All right, cool.
Hopefully he's not. I hope he's not waiting too long. We'll be right back. And we're back. I know. Okay. Should I get him? Oh, is he here? Yeah. He's a black dude. Just FYI. No, that's just so you know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Loic. I know it's harder. Yeah, we'll continue. So funny. I'll powder my face in the car. Is it going to be white or black powder, bro?
Is he going to do coke in the car?
No, he said, nah, he doesn't do that stuff. Luke's actually, he's a clean comic, like clean as in drugs. He doesn't really do it. I don't even think he smokes or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? That's really good.
I don't think I know any sober comedians.
Isaiah's a sober comedian.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, now I do.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I'm trying to think who else is pretty sober. Sareth.
Yeah.
I mean, what does Sareth do? Nothing.
Well, I don't think maybe weed here and there, but
maybe.
I don't know. Nothing. Yeah.
But even Marcus barely does stuff. He only recently started like doing things.
Okay.
Yeah, and even then he'll take breaks and.
So he's smart.
Yeah, if you see him, you'll see them like get like Red Bulls or something. They don't always drink. Morgan.
Okay.
Morgan, I've never seen Morgan do anything.
Yeah.
She's
I guess
smart.
I'm like my perspective's warped.
Yeah, because you're used to the Daytona people, and then of course Cross and myself and Jamar, we smoke and once in a while and whatever.
The creative people everybody does something generally.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, it all depends. But yeah, so anyway, I wanted to finish talking about what we were talking about, Seattle and Washington.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, so your plan is to go to Philly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about the girlfriend stuff, because is she gonna come? You don't even know. You're like right now she's in the picture.
No, and it'll be 2 years soon.
Right. I joke around though. That's just me being jaded by my elderly experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 19 once too.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I definitely got knocked up and had to raise a child by myself. So, that's a scary thing, but it was also by choice though. After everything was said and done, I just didn't want to deal with any.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I'm saying you guys will grow and change, and you never know. Things could happen.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, that's the plan right now.
What is she gonna do up there?
She's in it. She's tattoos. She has tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's got an apprenticeship right now. That'll be over relatively soon.
Oh, cool.
And then find a gig somewhere. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, that kind of works out. I dated tattoo artists. Yeah. I mean, I feel like tattoo artists are actually pretty funny people because they don't have filters either. I think the community.
Yeah. They're not in like a typical job, I guess you could say. But yeah, they're artists.
Yeah, I would say they are not about censorship for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely just like different fractions and different.
Oh yeah, well it's at least rooted in counterculture.
Yes.
So you have to have those like personality types and people who think certain ways. Yeah.
But there are some, SJWs, as the Republicans like to call them. But the old school guys, like my boyfriend, he's been tattooing 20 plus years. I mean.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. So he started off when it was just bikers and stuff getting tattoos. So like that's early 90s, or not early 90s, but like mid to late 90s, and it's definitely changed. And there wasn't as many women. They were out there, but it wasn't as many. So there's definitely a different culture of women coming into that industry in the last 10 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big push for that. I would think more women are more comfortable going to other women tattooers now.
Definitely.
There's a lot of creeps.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, again, definitely. Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of creeps. I'm sure your girlfriend tells you. She probably meets some of them too, and just knows not to.
Her shop doesn't do walk-ins, so they avoid a lot of that. It's pretty much like.
Well, I mean, other creepy tattooers. She's probably met tattooers who are creepy.
She's a very small shop. She hasn't like really run into that. Good. Yeah, it's actually a cool situation. So.
Oh, okay. So they haven't brought her to conventions or anything like that, or.
No, none of that.
That's what I mean.
But
like,
I can imagine you run into some odd characters.
Like, from all over the country. There's some ones that I'm just like, how are you even still tattooing? Like, your work sucks and you're also a pig.
Yeah. I don't understand like how other tattoo artists will work with them and stuff. But
well, sometimes they don't know. I mean, the guys.
True. Guys don't know how guys are towards
necessarily.
women.
Like my boyfriend, he had a couple friends that guys were always good to them. Why would they be mean to them? But then he started hearing stories, and he was like, I gotta not associate with this person, because it wasn't just one story. It was over hundreds of stories of some sort of, including my own, of situations that happened. So once you finally know these people personally, or are having this experience with your friend, and you majority trust all these people, and they're not coming to you like in a group. It's like random conversations. You kind of have to start believing there may be some truth to these allegations. And then, now this person's in prison and is on probation for 15 years because it finally, the girls knew there was there's multiple women. So they all started coming forward.
Damn.
Yeah, we had no idea. Like, I mean, I would hear stories from girls. I'm like, that's rape, right?
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, well, I went back after to him for 3 months. I go, that still doesn't mean that wasn't rape.
They
was
were
rape.
Clients?
These are, at one point they were.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there were some that he wouldn't even finish their tattoos and took their money. Yeah, it's hardcore shit, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fine. He went to jail.
That's good.
Yeah, he was canceled,
Good. Some people deserve to be canceled.
Yeah, some people do. I mean, like I said, if usually if it's done once, there's probably going to be another time. And if there's like multiple stories, and probably got to look into something.
Definitely.
See what's going on, especially if it's coming from people you trust and know.
You
know what I mean? So anyway. But anyway, not like that doesn't happen in any other industry.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't happen anywhere. I didn't even mean for us to talk about this. But so you talked about that you listened to comedy and you watch comedy and all this stuff. But like, when did you like decide I'm just going to go up and do it? Like, who motivated you to go, hey, that's pretty funny, you should just do that?
Well, I've been told it's funny from like teachers and classmates, like pretty much forever. And I always knew like this is just what I was going to do.
Okay.
So
okay.
It got to a point where it's like, you just need to do it now.
That is so smart of you, Connor. I can't wait. Like, no, because here's the thing. You start so young. That's it's just a smart thing to do. Like, they told me and one of my other classmates we were going to be stand-up comics. I didn't take that to heart.
Yeah.
I just was like, oh, okay. And then within a couple of years, I got knocked up with a kid. So like, my dreams, what dreams,
Yeah.
What dreams? But then I realized that's a falsity. Like, I could have probably still worked on stuff.
It would have been hard, but I don't know.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, I once you got older, obviously I did it. But here's another thing I want to ask you. Okay. So if you knew from the time you were young, like pretty young, this is what you wanted to do. Do you believe in, I know this is a weird transition. Do you believe in paranormal stuff? And when I say paranormal, that could mean past lives. That could mean aliens. That could mean ghosts. Because it almost sounds like you were maybe called to be a comedian if you felt like this is something you're supposed to be doing.
I might have. I've lived like a pretty vanilla life. Right. So I haven't run into any of that. If I have, maybe my perspective would change. But right now, I don't know. Really, I don't know.
So you don't know if you believe in aliens or anything
There's
like that?
Probably aliens, yeah. But like paranormal stuff,
like...
I've never had any experiences. I would love to have one, but I haven't had anything. No.
Not even one. So an unexplained sound that you went to look for, couldn't figure it out.
No, I would kill for these. Truly, I would. Truly.
I can't wait because you're a funny comedian now, right? And I can't wait for you to have more trauma in your life.
Yeah. Well, if it makes for good bits, then I welcome it. It makes for
wonderful bits, but also like you get to go to therapy, which means you get to talk those bits out more.
Yeah.
Like an additional person as a sounding board.
Yeah.
I feel horrible for my therapist because I don't realize I'm doing bits on her until I realize I'm working to make her laugh. Like my goal is to make her laugh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I'm making her laugh nonstop. And she's like, girl, she's laughing with me, but she goes, no, you're right with what you're saying. She goes, but let me get back to this. And she always has to bring me back and ask me a question. And she has helped me come up with bits without realizing because we just talk through stuff and I go, oh, this is funny. Like I need to talk about this or whatever.
Yeah, I had a therapist and she would complain about like liberals, like in our sessions. I was like, all right. Sure, all right.
Like, so do you just? It sounds like she did most of the talking.
Yeah, but like I was in a good place in life too. There wasn't much to talk about. So like we literally would watch like Norm Macdonald clips, and she would be like, "I don't know how you tell jokes now." And it was like, yeah, it was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was an interesting situation. Yeah, she was cool. She was cool. I liked her.
Yeah, but that's kind of just weird. So she would just watch clips with you, and then
She would just be like, "I think you'd like this clip that I saw that like I'd never seen before." It was stuff like that.
But this is your therapist.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird. Is it older? He?
She. It was a she.
Okay, she.
Mm-hmm.
Older?
40s.
White lady?
Mm-hmm. She was cool though. She was cool.
I'm sure she was cool,
Yeah.
but I just like.
Yeah, it's not like what I thought I was signing up for.
Okay.
That's what I got, and it was cool.
So, but you don't see her anymore.
No, they did the way they did it was like they would call to like schedule your next appointment, and I missed that call, and I just never heard back. I guess they're like, he's fine.
No, they won't call you because you still have to pay them. So they expect
It was actually free because it happened during COVID. It was just over the phone.
Oh,
it was
okay.
totally free.
Oh, so you were having like a little issues during COVID?
I guess
Everybody was. I'm saying I was.
Well, yeah, I think people should have them regardless.
No, yeah,
you know?
yeah, they should. Well, yeah, it's growth in them, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been trying to get my daughter to go to therapy. Like, she disassociates really hard, but like we laugh about it, but because I can see it like happening on her face, her eyes literally glaze over, kind of like yours right now.
Yeah, I'm disassociating right now.
You are. And she'll start laughing because I pull her back into the conversation by pointing out her disassociating.
Yeah.
Because it is, I mean, that's how she copes. That is how she copes. But are we almost at time, Marshall? I'm looking at it. Oh, okay. We got a little bit of time. We got like, I think like 10 more minutes or whatever. Oh, you
nice.
Sorry, Marshall. I have to put in my code. Oh, okay. Oh, really? That's it? Really? That's weird because I thought we started earlier because I told Loic to be here at 5:45. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oh, okay. We'll keep going.
All right.
All right. So sorry. Should I do? Yeah, we'll be back after these messages. No. Because the Saturday morning cartoons. No, what was I going to say? No, because I'm just curious because you are 19, right? So it's like when I'm now that I know that, I feel like that makes a lot more sense. Like some of your behaviors and stuff because you're just a kid. I mean, no offense, but you're a kid.
It's a fact. I can't be mad at it.
I mean, just to me, because now I look at you like in my daughter's age group and I'm like, oh, his balls just dropped. Like, that's how like the thought process I have is like, because I do think you're pretty mature for your age. Like you pretend, like.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, if it is pretend, but no, you pretend you're calm.
I don't feel angsty.
Yeah,
I used to, but
you don't have the same.
No.
So
not really.
Do you think it's after high school, like everything?
I don't know. Like I got in a weird after high school. I had an office job, and then I got in like a serious relationship, and I wasn't like in school or anything.
Right.
So I don't think I was having like typical experiences that people my age were. So yeah.
Maybe not for your generation. I would say for our generation, yes. Like we were expected to like go to college, figure something out, but I feel like there's a lot more room for you guys in some other ways. Like,
definitely.
I would say even actually, like when I think about it, my parents didn't even talk to me about college. Like it wasn't even a thought because they weren't talked to about college. So I think it's like my generation, maybe some parents, it depends, but my parents didn't even plan. And then my mom got my daughter a college fund and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, it skips a generation, I guess.
I was like, what happened to me though?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my dad's American. My mom's, from South America, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. She's always wanted to assimilate. I think at that point they were, in the 80s too, we had free college. So you got to,
oh, wow.
Yeah, there was free college in this country. It was, Reagan took that away, so I think that's also what happened is our generation had the ability at one point to go to college. And then they took that away. But that generation was still like, well, I'm older now. Like, I already have my education. What do you mean my kids are going to need $100,000 to go to college?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I still got 20 years until they have to do that. And then 20 years goes like that. And your kids are now taking out loans. And now we can't afford homes. So yeah. Like, I borrowed $35,000. I've paid back $25,000. And I somehow still owe $75,000. Explain that to me. Yeah. Highway robbery.
Yeah.
From the federal government.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that.
And Sally Mae and Nelnet. Anyway, that's just my mantra now.
Yeah.
Well, and I was a bank manager, so like to me, it's almost what we call it. Oh God, something lending. Anyway, it's something criminal.
Predatory lending.
Yeah, predatory lending. Thank you. Shows you how much I cared. I was in that industry for almost 20 years.
Well, it's just a job.
I was just a bank manager. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
No, but if I had known what I knew after being in there, after being in the fight, I would have never taken my loans out. I didn't realize the interest rate was variable. I didn't know it could max out at 10%, which is ridiculous. I think that's criminal. How are you going to max out a loan on a kid who doesn't even know what they're signing and tell them, yeah, you have this variable rate, and that they don't understand that. Even me constantly repeating it to my daughter and explaining it, she still needs me to remind her, refresh her, teach her how to do the math. Like, it's just not in the mind space. Like, anyway, I feel like I'm talking a lot.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like now they passed a law here in Florida. I guess they're going to start teaching kids on fiscal spending and stuff.
Yeah. Nobody's going to pay attention.
Well, I just find it ironic. I was like, so the Republicans are going to show them how to do math, and then they're going to do the maths, and they're going to realize how the government's been robbing them. I mean, I honestly think that they didn't teach us stuff for a few decades because they wanted people to be dumb.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
I mean, I was in first grade looking at the Wall Street Journal and learning how to read stocks as a kid from New York City. They train you, like, in public school, like how to read stock, which is also weird in some ways because you're like, why are you...
That's more useful than anything I learned.
It is more useful now. Like, I would say that they don't teach people anything about stocks anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the cliche thing to say, like, I didn't use anything from high school, but I haven't used anything from high school.
Yeah, I was in advanced placement classes and gifted classes, but I was also like homeless, like sleeping on couches and stuff. And my professors were like, you could just go get your GED and still go to college. Like, you don't have to be suffering, working, coming to school at 6 a.m., then going to work and sleeping on people's couches and figure. They're like, just go get a GED and get a job and go to college. You'll be fine. And they were right. So I dropped out 3 months before I was supposed to graduate. And some of the school administrators weren't very happy with that because you're not supposed to tell a kid to drop out 3 months before.
See, mine were cool. They were like, attendance is optional if your grades are good.
Really? This is Green Cove area? I mean, not Green Cove. In Daytona area?
My high school was like on the beach. Okay. So it was like very like, it was an interesting situation. Yeah.
We have a high school here similar to that. I think it's Fletcher High School. That has people who've gone to Fletcher, they tell me about their experiences because it is literally a block from the beach too, like a block or two. So I do think high schools on the beach, like, or
there's something about it. It feels very like Fast Times at Ridgemont High kind of feel to it, where people are like, kids are on bar on like Zans and stuff, and the teachers don't care.
Oh, well, that sounds like Florida high school in general.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, I think about the 90s, and like some of my friends did some, like, they would do psychedelics in school, and
I had friends who did stuff like that. Yeah,
and I'm just like, but why though? Like, that I wouldn't. I get that school can be boring, whatever else. I think I was too afraid of what would happen if, like, I tripped out or.
See, me and my friends, we just didn't care.
Yeah.
We stopped caring. Like, I stopped, like, my senior year, I stopped showing up. Like, if COVID didn't happen, I don't think I would have graduated. Like, truly. Like, it got bad. Like, I got a car and I stopped showing up. People were drinking all the time.
How did your family feel about it? Like, did they know or?
No, I was very good at, like, just finding out a way to explain it. And they know now, and they're like, they were like horrified.
Right.
But I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, and also you're not like on some heavy drugs or anything. You're not.
Yeah, no, I skated. I got away from everything. Yeah.
Right. You didn't like, go rob somebody or.
No, thank God. I knew people who were doing that. I was friends with people who were doing that, but I wasn't.
Really?
I never got involved in that stuff.
See, that stuff's always crazy to me. But like in high school, I had there was gangs, in our high school, and I remember. Back then we had to use payphones. We didn't have cell phones. We maybe had pagers. Some people had pagers, not everybody. I know this is probably.
Was that like an affluent thing to have a pager?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, like my dad was a realtor, he had it, or a doctor would have it. It's not like every kid had it. And then it became more affordable in the 90s. And then you start seeing like they started becoming like programs where you could buy one beeper, get two free, like kind of like they do with phones now. Then within a few years there was phones, and then you could upgrade your phone. Like the Nokia brick came out.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone till I was 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I see. Oh, wow. It was like to young kids. They're like, I had one at like 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, people had them in like elementary school.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So I had to use the payphone. And I could hear people talking behind me because like we had a Circle K or Kangaroo, one of those two. It was that coloring by our high school. And so everybody always would go there and congregate. It's one of those things. And I was trying to call somebody. And I would, if they didn't answer within 3 rings, I'd hang up so it wouldn't go to voicemail so I could reuse the corner.
Nice.
Just keep reusing it until they answer their goddamn phone. Because I also didn't have caller ID. Yeah. So like literally we knew they weren't ignoring us. They probably didn't hear the phone. It was one of those things. Like when people called you, you answer the phone back then. So I hear them these people talking. And I happen to glance back behind me. This kid, I thought he was wearing like a tie-dye red and white shirt. But I just glanced, but he was in the gang, so I didn't really keep an eye on him, because it was one of those things. And then I hear him say, yeah, I just killed this dude, blah, blah, blah. And then it dawns on me, oh, that's blood on him. So now I have the quarter in my hand. I hadn't put it back in, but I pretend to put it back in, pretend to dial. And now I just hear operator going, dah, dah, dah. But I'm just like, oh, hey, man, da, da, pretending like I did not hear that. I did not, see, hear no evil. Yeah. Like, I guess the guy's doing fine. I don't think they ever found that person.
Fair enough, yeah.
I don't know, dude. It was crazy. Anyway, it was over crack.
It was in New York, so I imagine like...
No, that was here in Florida.
Oh, that was Florida? Oh, wow. All right.
They brought, supposedly, out in some sticks, and some crackhead tried to rob him, so supposedly... That's what I heard him saying. I don't know if this is reality. Yeah. I don't know if they ever found a body. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But I do know that it looked like he was... Once I realized what it was blood. I
don't think we had big gang things. I remember some kid got stabbed like right outside the school, just like in a fight. And then there would be like kids like bragging, like how you hear him talking, like, oh, I just hit a lick last night. And you'd be like, all right, kid, sure you did.
No, there. Where I lived at the time, like we moved around in Florida, it was pretty Stickville. Like they had like rifle racks on their trucks. Okay. Like meth showed up in like late 90s. Yeah. So then it got real bad, but crack was the big thing. And then, but no high schoolers did crack. It was always these older, like middle-aged people who did crack. And then when they did meth, they were dead within weeks, but then the young people started doing meth, and that forget it. They lived for a while and just started robbing people, looking like, living zombies. Yeah. I was like, I would never do that. That's one thing I would never fuck with is meth.
Like, well, every time I hear people like talk about what it's like nobody describes it as being like good. No. Nobody's like, high is like, well, it's the term high for a reason, but nobody like, there's nothing good associated with meth.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like similar to like cocaine in the sense of feeling like up or something like that. But the side effects of it though are way worse. They're compounded. Almost immediately compared to like cocaine. You'd have to do how much did you take? What was it cut with? Probably months of usage. Chronic. Where meth, within 3 months, these people are fucking looking like they're 20 years older and, scabs all over their face. And
well, there's stories of like people who like tried heroin one time and then like 2 weeks later, they've lost everything and they're like the full blown addicts.
I believe it, man. I mean, that heroin is one of the most serious things, I think. Besides cigarettes, honestly, cigarettes I think are harder than anything to break.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes, and they're tough to
You
quit.
don't even vape now?
No, I never liked vaping. I got a Juul once, but it was just in replace of cigarettes.
Yeah, see, that's why I vape, is because of that. But I recently was just like, I probably need to stop that too. Like, just in general, like, I do it because it's a thing I've always had, like something there. Like, I hold on to it like it's a baby doll or like my blankie, like something, you know. But it's weird how those kind of things. Believe me, when you get older, you're gonna start figuring out more and more stuff, and it kind of sucks because you're like, I thought I already knew this, but then it's like a whole new level to whatever that issue was, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of smoking cigarettes is it just gives people something to do. Like, I'm just gonna go outside, smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, maybe it could be anxiety. It could be something, you know, related to that, but. That's sad if that's all it is to get us outside, because like I remember I would sit outside and read all the time and like because we didn't have, like, my generation, we didn't have all this stuff. Like, yeah, maybe we had the touch, like a Atari or freaking Nintendo or something like that, but like even then we loved it, but we'd only play for an hour or two and then we'd go outside and play. Yeah. It wasn't this thing like we had to keep going back to it. It was just there.
I think I just missed the generation of like people being inside as kids all the time, because I was riding bikes all the time with my friends in the neighborhood. We had like that like electrical box we'd meet up at, so I had a lot of that green, stuff. Yeah.
But you probably also like you lived in a good community, because
you definitely could ride your bike in that neighborhood.
Yeah, because there's other people who grew up in like, you know, more dangerous, impoverished areas, but like. My daughter, I would say, like, she too was on the cusp of that. I would have to force her to go outside. That was the weird thing. Okay. Like, I would force her to go, and like one time she fucked her bike up because she drove it through a creek. Like, but didn't tell me. Like, so it was like soaking with. Anyway, I actually wasn't that mad because at least she was out there exploring.
And you were like doing something.
Yeah, doing something. But I was just like, Ariel, you couldn't have gone down around. Like,
it's a creek.
She's like, I didn't know it would be this bad. I was like, you can't leave it wet and sitting outside. It just rusted up everything. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect.
She left the mud on the chain, and I was just like, Ari, like I could have helped you clean that off. Or she was only like 11 or something like that, 11 or 12. Yeah. But I was like, you know, and my dad bought her the bike because we were always outside as kids. Like that was his one thing. I'm just surprised we were never taken or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, were people doing that?
Yeah, they were doing that.
They were? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had public playgrounds that we played on all the time that had lead paint on it. Like, I remember when they closed down our playground because in the 80s they just started realizing all the lead in the paint.
People didn't know asbestos was bad for you and stuff.
Dude, let me tell you, I remember too in Miami, I think when we first moved from New York City to Miami, there was definitely a pervert. And he would like try to expose himself, and like, and we kept telling people, and then finally, and that's when they didn't listen to kids at all. Yeah. So finally, he got arrested for, I think, doing just that. Like, he tried to touch a little girl or do something, and they're like, "Oh, that guy, you're right," because he just gave me all this weird vibe. Like back then, I'm just surprised more shit didn't happen.
I feel like everybody like in their neighborhood, they had like a house, like just that guy's a creep. That house, don't go near that house.
Well,
you need ding dong ditch him and shit.
When we lived in Miami, these were condos. So it's harder to kind of find where. I knew he lived on the opposite side. I just didn't know exactly where. But people were aware of him. That's why people started talking. And then it came out he was a pedophile. Like, he was a weirdo. Creep. My cousins, my younger female cousins, they believed us. They were teenagers at the time because we were in like middle school maybe. Like, and they were seniors almost. So they got vibes from him, and they're like, "You're right." And they told my aunts and my mom. Then my mom finally believed them. Like, but you don't believe your little daughter? I don't know. Yeah. This whole time, it's just a weird way to grow up as a girl, because you know my mom scared us with being raped, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But put all this fear, but then wouldn't listen to us when we would tell her.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I was like, oh, yeah. And you wonder why I'm still in therapy. It's like, you know, and why I can't have good relationships with women, even though I want them. I just, I seem to pick women who are just like my mother, who are just like, and when I say good relationships, I'm not saying romantically. I'm just saying even.
Yeah, whatever the relationship is.
Yeah, I want to have better ones with them, but it's just, I'm better now at seeing it as I've gotten older, but I realized as a young girl, I'd pick women similar to my mom. Yeah. And they're psycho. They're all like.
Now, I wonder what that is. like being attracted to what you grew up with? Maybe it's familiarity.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's familiarity. It's what you know. How you know how to navigate those things. If you don't know what healthy behavior is, you know what that you don't even know it's unhealthy, right? You're only made aware of it after therapy, or just instinct tells you, I don't feel good after talking to you.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I did anything wrong. It's not like unless you're a narcissist, you're always going to think you're right, But my mom, she's a little nutty. I mean, I love my mom. But like for years, she didn't believe in depression.
Oh.
She didn't, like, one of those people, God will help you with everything. Now it's not the same. She's had some health issues, mental health issues herself since then, but that's what I was growing up with. Jesus will take care of everything for you. And I was like, then what happened to you? Why are you so sad and unhappy?
I couldn't even imagine what then she grew up with a generation prior.
Hers was worse. My mom went through a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
I think that's why, I mean, my mom is one of 16 children and same parents. And I really don't think my grandmother wanted to have all those children, by
I can't imagine anybody being motivated to have 16 kids.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it was tough for all of them. Back then, too, a lot of those Latin families, they would farm out their children once they got to a certain age to other families. And those children basically would work and provide for the rest of the family on other farms.
They'd be like assets almost.
Yeah, it's really creepy. My mom was a younger one, so she didn't have to do that. But she was the last of the girls, and then my uncle too was the last of the boys, and they never had to do that, but all the other siblings did. All of them went to a different family at some point.
And that was in South America?
Yeah, it was in South America. And they were actually pretty decent sized like well off, like they had vineyards and stuff. Not my mom's dad, because the family, anyway, that's a whole nother, he had a little drinking problem, little drinking gambling problem. So the family made sure the property stayed in the family's name and wouldn't let them, because they were afraid he'd gamble it away.
If you look at like back then, like everybody was drinking hard liquor constantly. Yeah. Just because like water wasn't the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or clean water at least.
Well, they come from a family who owned vineyards. So traditionally, and also in culturally, traditionally Latins drink a lot, and just socially, like it's part of our, also Mexicans. If you think about, if you ever go to California, you go to a flea market, 10 a.m., you're going to see the Mexicans drinking their Tecate, fully, fully dressed up, but they're having a great time. Culturally, super acceptable. Like, we would never shame anybody, because they've worked their ass off the whole week. This is the weekend. This is their time to relax with their family, go out, be in the fresh air. It's brunch to them. It's a Mexican brunch, So it's like just for Latins too, it's like very normal. But they're also Native Americans. People forget that South Americans are Native Americans first and foremost before, they were colonized by the Spaniards. Yeah. So just like North Native Americans, they also are susceptible to alcohol and drug abuse, because genetically that's just what it is. That's it. We're genetically just prone to fuck around and find out.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. You know, some can handle it, some can't. You know, it's just what it is. I think the more Indio is what we call it, like more Indian, Native American you have in you, the probably more like probability is probably. And then you throw in all the other colonizers, Spaniards, Italian, Germans in us too. Like, forget it. Yeah. We're going to tear it down, bro. We're just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes for fun people.
Yeah, I guess.
Like people, like very ethnic people, are always like, they're generally more fun to hang out. Like, you're gonna hang out with like
I think it's
Swedish guy.
I think because our boundaries are different, and I think for Americans, their boundaries are like here, and with certain things, their boundaries are way out in the distance that you can keep going until you hit a boundary. With like white Americans, like you hit a boundary almost with even within a space, you know. So, like, if I see a Latin person, they come close to me, I'm actually not bothered by them at all because I know culturally that's normal. Yeah. But if I see a white dude get really close to me, or even a white woman, I'll be like, back up, bro.
You know they're weird.
Yeah, I'll be like, step off. Like, you don't belong in my space. Yeah. Kind of thing. But if it's a Latin woman or family or even a guy, I'm super comfortable with it. I just go, oh, okay, they're just.
Well, because if a white person gets in your space, they're breaking like a taboo. They are.
I guess so. I just don't. I hate to say this. I don't trust white people that much.
It's fine. Yeah.
I don't know what their motivation is sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough.
You have everything. What else do you need? No. You know what I mean? No, but seriously, I think about that too. Like I know this sounds horrible. I don't trust white men that much. Like I will trust a brown man any day over a white dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm not offended. Yeah, white people.
It's the science, guys. I'm just saying serial killers, tend to mostly be white, usually between the ages of like 18 to 26. I think they're extending that now out.
Tend to be dudes.
Yeah, mostly white men. Middle class, probably won't even notice them as much, probably even attractive. I mean, I almost got taken when I was pregnant with my daughter. Some guy tried to take me into his truck.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. He tried to act like he was looking for a place, and he intentionally said it low, and I was like, I can't hear you. And he's like, well, get closer. And I go, no, I can hear you. You just need to speak louder. Yeah. And he's like, he said something, and I was like, yeah, I don't know where that is. And he goes, what? He goes, can you get closer? And I was like, no, man. And I already eyeballed a hotel I saw in the distance. And he tried to swoop his truck, and then I was just running. And I ran into the lobby. The lady's like my age now. She was probably in her 40s, and I was 19, your age.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, and I'm out of breath. I don't look pregnant, by the way. I was like 120 pounds, but I was 3 months pregnant. I wasn't showing. And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, but can I wait in your lobby? This guy just tried to grab me in his car. And she goes, oh, yeah, honey, that's fine. What? Like, now, I personally would have been like, no, we need to call the cops.
Yeah.
We need to get this idea, and there's been like a serial killer in that area for a while now. So I don't know, maybe
that was in Florida?
Yeah, it was in Florida.
I mean, I don't know why I'm shocked. It's very like...
I was on US 19, like right on the main road. Like I wasn't even like... Okay. I saw him start to pull over, so I start walking towards the hotel, and then he pulled into the parking lot and tried to get me. And once he saw me running, he pulled his tires out and took off.
Jesus.
Because I just booked it towards the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that was like the third or fourth guy that accosted me while I was walking on the highway. Usually I can yell at them and they leave.
Yeah, I mean.
No, but it's so crazy to think that we have to go, what do you fucking want? Like, leave me alone, like as women. Anyway, whatever. I love it when,
Do you think about like carrying anything?
Yeah, I mean, a knife or something, but what are you going to do? I mean, let's be serious. Most men are probably stronger than I am.
Yeah, if they're
coming... Yeah, but if they're coming to me without my knowledge,
That's true, yeah.
I mean, if they come up behind, I have maneuvers I know to do. My dad taught me or whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, and as I get older, it gets worse. Like, I'm not as strong as I was a decade ago. I know that. Like, I've fucked up back.
Yeah.
My hips popping in and out of place now. Like, I broke my ankle already. Like, I'm definitely going to, like, if I start to run, I'll probably fuck up, fall. It'd be a horror movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, you dumb broad, and just like drag me by my leg.
That'd be a good joke premise.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. Oh, now we're over, huh, Marshall? Oh yeah. All right. Well, I know we're at that time. I'm sorry, but let me ask you something. Do you have anything to promote? Anything you want to put out there?
I guess just my Instagram. I've been writing a bunch of skits and videos that are planned that just need filming. I'm gonna be doing that soon, so that'll be coming. That'll be fun.
Yeah, are you gonna get on the TikToks?
Yeah, yeah, that seems the place to get followers. So I'm gonna go there.
I know, I hate it, but yes, it is.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Like if I want to do this, I got to be on there.
Yeah,
so I'll do it. I'll play the game.
Yeah, it's part of it. And then when you're rich and famous, you can have other people post your crap, so you don't have to do it.
I hope that happens. I hope that happens.
I think you are gonna. I think so. I'm calling it now. Oracle Scaduto is saying that within the next 10 years we're gonna be seeing something from you for sure.
Thank you.
I said it about Morgan, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, and it's happening.
Well, she's got an insane work ethic. She's everywhere.
I know. She does the damn thing. I tell her all the time. Like, people can be jealous of all you want. Maybe if you did the same work, and maybe you were for good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. She's good at what she does.
If she's going out and doing the shows and you're not, It's on you.
Yeah, that's on you. I mean, she tours, she goes showcases, and she still shows up for open mics. I mean, that's dedication. Man. And anyway, if you should read her blogs. Her blogs are really.
I
great.
Actually started to read. I read the first one the other day. They're good. They are good.
Yeah, I always tell her they're super intimate and like
That's what I liked. Isaiah had a podcast and it was very personal and just real. And it was cool. It was authentic. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, I'm so proud of Morgan because I met her when she first started, and you know, I knew she'd go somewhere. I told all the boys, you know. I think initially they were all a little jealous, but it's like, she's doing the damn thing. You can't be jealous of that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fucking funny, man. Too. On top of it, they act, you know, acting like there was nothing else behind that. But
if someone's funny, I want to see them. Go I want to see their work.
Yeah, and then she just, you know, she's funny and she goes around and does it all. But anyway, go follow. Go follow Connor Bates. Go follow Morgan Gallo. We'll have her on here soon. I know we seem to talk about her every episode, but that's actually a compliment to her because that means every comic is seeing what she's doing.
Definitely, yeah.
And we love you, Morgan, too. So I know. Well, she told me she's gonna come on. She's just been so busy with everything. So, but thanks for coming on, Connor.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. I know
that means a lot.
It's true though. I mean, I see you doing a lot of good things for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, just don't get addicted to heroin.
I don't plan on it.
All right,
I don't plan on it.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell us you hate us. Tell us you love us. Tell us anything. I mean, tell other people things. I mean, please. Also, Mind Bloom, I don't know, sponsor us. I need ketamine. Peace out, guys.